Hey everybody, what is up? I have not been on freaking YouTube in forever and a day. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I am not using my earphones because I want to see something. I'm doing an experiment. So you may hear sounds. That's because I'm nearby the window. And yes, I have a selfie light. Yes, I know. I moved up in the world, right? Okay. Uh, hopefully you guys had a great weekend. I am still recovering because I was not feeling good. Needless to say, I really wasn't. So, all right, let's get to the nitty gritty. Hey. Let's get down to the nitty gritty here. It's Monday. It's the day after the Royal Rumble. I know Monday Night Raw is on right now. I know that they have selected who is going to main event WrestleMania. I'm going to be honest with you. As a wrestling fan, I'm a little disappointed in something. I know that Cody, wants to win the championship belt and everything from Roman Reigns. Okay, that's great. But for some reason, I feel as though I wanted to see Sammy versus Roman at WrestleMania. I wanted to see that. Nothing against Cody. Don't trust me, nothing against Cody. It's just me personally, I'm just like trying to think between now and WrestleMania. I mean, there is going to be probably a pay-per-view, but I want to see Sammy versus Roman. I mean, the build up, look. And sometimes I have to remember Royal Rumble came on Saturday and not yesterday because usually, remember, it used to come on Sundays. So I just had to get that out for those who, watch wrestling. I feel a certain type of way about it. That's just me. I have not done a YouTube. It's been a hot minute, right? So let me catch you up to speed what's going on with me. Friday, I kind of felt sluggish. I have been home. I do not have COVID. But I've just been feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm a little bit better now. But I think this is one of those situations where my body was just like, Candice, you need to chill for a little bit. You need to, and that's fine. Don't feel guilty about that, by the way. If you feel sluggish or anything like that, listen to your body because your body actually is telling you like, hey, like slow it down. Like you don't have to do so much to please everybody. You need to slow it down. So that's what I did. And, and also wrote in my self-care journal. That's what I'm doing. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks here. These shows, these soaps, stories. I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to say something really unpopular. I need for all of them to start stepping up a little bit. Now, I know that everybody has different opinions about all the soaps currently because you may like this story, But here's how I'm looking at it. We're now in February. Might as well say tomorrow is the 31st, then it's February 1st. We're in sweeps month, right? Sweep weeks. And yeah, even though Bowl doesn't do sweeps, but like days, we'll still do a General Hospital and Younger Rosters. I need for y'all to step it up. Let me just say off the bat about Carly on General Hospital. I've talked to some of you guys when we did Twitter Space. I've talked to you guys DMs. I've talked to you guys and whatnot. I am disappointed a little bit. I know that the story is still progressing, but the bulk of the story kind of failed for me a little bit because Carly not really getting the consequences of keeping that secret. I guess because I'm so used to the big payoff. Even though when you tell a story, you still, the story of Willow is still continuing because we don't know if she's going to make it or not, right? Okay. But the bulk of it was that Carly kept this a secret because of all the stuff that Nina, the karma and all that stuff. And I just feel as though there was something lost in translation of that story. However, on the flip side, Laura Wright and Cynthia Watcher was giving me everything. I just wish there was more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel as though Carly got the whole golden star. Like, she slept with Drew. Hold on. Slept with AJ, Jason, Drew, and the cousin. Okay. But I also have to remember Drew's memory. Okay, help me out, y'all. So Jason's memories is still in Drew. So Drew will remember Jason and Carly sleeping together the first time around, right? Okay. I just have to, it's hard. And let me say this about the character of Drew. I love Cameron. I liked him as Ryan. We had a love-dislike relationship, but I like Cameron. It's now been, this will mark 2 years later on this year that he's been on the show. And I just don't understand why we can't write for him. Did we forget the objective of Drew? I think we did. Let's see. It would be a better story if Willow dies. Nina would try to get custody of her grandbabies. I agree. See, okay. I see what General Hospital was trying to do. Because I think they're going to try to use the baby as the cells to get to, Willow. Okay. I have no problem with that. It's just, again, there's something that's missing from this storyline, and I cannot figure it out. I think one of the things is, okay, if Willow is needing bone marrow, right? Bone marrow, yeah. Why didn't they do a drive? This is okay. General Hospital, Frank Valentini, and all of them, listen to me. You used to do this. General Hospital used to do this all the time. Remember back in the day where they would do something and then at the end of the show, they would have Caitlin, or Chad like, to find out more how you can save a life, go to www.bonemarrow.com. Thank you. You could have had a drive. You could, because here's the thing. Mike was rich. I think we sometimes forget this. Darn good well, Carly would have tried to use like Metro. Well, no, she don't even own Metro. She would have done something, like to cover her tracks. Like they would have had a bone marrow, drive or something like that. And then you had this great scene with Willow in the chapel, praying that somebody is going to save her. Da 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 da. Carly is listening because she knows what the truth is. And, there are certain things that should have been played in the storyline that sadly we're not going to get. However, I do like that idea of if something happens to Willow, there is going to be a custody battle. It's going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I think they try to create, they know that they missed the drama boat, so they're going to create new drama. With that being said, I hope it is dramatic. I need for this storyline to do something for me. And I feel as though the acting, now I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't be surprised. Hey, Lakina, don't be surprised if come around this time next year, you're going to see Chad, you're going to see Cynthia, Laura, Caitlin with Emmy nods, because this is quote unquote an Emmy reel. Some of the stuff that's going on right now can be used for their early nominations reel, right? Okay. But I just feel as though story-wise, I'm lost. I'm completely lost. I'm like, okay, this is the third promo about Willow. Okay. I'm trying, you guys, with this storyline. I'm just like, okay, Carly got rewarded by getting some punani, as Jay would say. Giving some punani to Drew. Drew was like this, oh dear God, what did I do? I don't know. I have no idea what to say about the storyline. Other than, like I said, acting wise, great material, like great acting from the actors involved in the storyline. But again, to me, the story is falling flat. Now, one of the things I will say is the whole Victor storyline I love because we're seeing the vets GH. This should be the spotlight of your 60th. This storyline has been terrible from the jump. I agree. Okay. Okay. How can I do this? We all knew that there was going to be a medical reason of how Nina was going to find out that she's Willow's mother. There was no question in that. Like, so Twitter, we all predicted this before they even thought about it. Is the only way that Willow would find out and Nina would find out that they're related is because of a medical situation. Okay. You have Carly for the 8th time keeping a paternity from somebody, but the 2nd time of Nina's kids, right? Okay. There is so much material there to play off on, to the point where I'm just sitting back and I'm just like, how did you miss this? Okay, we know you're trying to add more fuel to the fire between Nina and Carly. We get it. Because Cynthia Watros and Laura Wright, like, to me, as far as females go, like, you know how there's the chemistry between the couples and stuff. Laura and Cynthia have that thing that goes like this, like, I bounce off of you, bounce off of me, we go. They learned that from the Kim Zimmer acting school on Guy and Light. Thank you very much, okay? But at what point, GH, do you say time out? Okay. We have this, and this. Now, what the twist is that Nina wasn't, quote unquote, spoiler for those who haven't catched up, but I'm going to tell you anyway, wasn't like a match or something. So I'm sitting here and y'all saw my tweet. I posted it on Friday, I think. I said, I know General Hospital was not about to do what I think about do. And what I meant by that was say that Willow is not Nina's daughter. And if that was the case, that means that Carly got off scot-free. It's like, oh, well, I thought she was your daughter. Okay, brush it off. Carly's out at the clear. And I said, if they say that Sasha is Nina's kid, has been this kid all this time, I'm going to be really offensive. I'm going to be really mad because, and I'm going to tell you why. Before COVID, they were playing, y'all remember this, they played the beat that Sasha probably was Nina's kid. But then it was the whole dynamic between Nina and Willow to make us think that's the kid. So at this point, we were thinking twins, right? Y'all remember this? Then they went ahead and put Nell into this mix, which was just like, okay, my head hurts from trying to even put together 2 and 229. And I think because they have been trying so hard to sell the Nina versus Carly storyline, the feud, that the show, and this is just my opinion, the show has lost the balance of how they're supposed to. In other words, okay, the reason for all of this is because it started with Carly versus Nell, right? And it escalated into Nina and Carly. So how do you tie 2 feuds with Carly into one? By making Nell Nina's daughter. Okay. So you go ahead and you do that. Nell's dead and whatnot. Right? Your head hurts, doesn't it? So you go ahead and you kill off Nell and you add more fuel to the fire because now Nina just found out that her daughter was Nell and Carly was responsible for not trying to save her and also knew about the paternity. Okay. Then you have Sonny. Bang, bang. Okay. And then Nina sees Sonny and kind of keeps, again, Carly kept the secret. So now it's Nina's turn to keep a secret that Sonny is alive. That opened the door for Jason and Carly. Okay. All right. Of course, she was going to have Nina, because of her character, fall for Sonny, says Mike, which was a change. For us fans, it was a different vibe of Sonny Mike And Maurice Bernard, give him credit where credit's due. He played that. But again, it's the secret of Sonny being alive and Nina, keep trying to keep it DL and everything like that. And then you do have the major tie-in to both the Carly secret and the Nina secret. Who was that? Jax. Okay. This is where it got interesting because I think they could see, okay, gonna say something unpopular. This is where they could have really did Ingo right in the sense of, okay, he's all Team Carly because of the Sonny and Jax history, right? Okay. You have Jax go along with it, but at some point he's going to want something back in return. Okay. Then you go ahead and when the secret comes out, everybody's berating Nina, but what about Carly? Like Carly kept the secret. But then you have the fact that Sonny kind of chose Nina. Okay, that was payoff. No, that was a consequence that Carly had to suffer. Okay. But then after that, this is where it got tricky because, all right, Carly finds out again that somebody else is Nina's kid. Instead of being an adult and saying, hey, like Nina, I know, you had her. This is how all of this started. So it's sort of like a hamster wheel that's getting very confusing because now it's like Willow doesn't want anything to do with Nina. Carly is like telling Willow, you're the daughter. Always, if you were my daughter, I would always look. Honey, Carly, you got two daughters. You got one daughter who is shagging up with somebody that she doesn't even know about. And you got another kid we don't see. She is the Bobby Martin of General Hospital. We only seen her one time. Where's Donna? Hashtag, where's Donna? And then you're also trying to be a mother to Avery. Hashtag, where Avery? Okay. Willow, you made when this statement came out saying Harmony is a better mother than Nina, I was like, you know what? I need for Nina not to even try to save you, Willow. I was so on board with that. I was like, After that comment, Nina better. So Sister Watchos wanted me to tell you she was going to walk in there with some heels on and do like this. No. And walk out. But they didn't play that beat. Okay. So now you have all of this happening. And when they said she wasn't a match, I was like, oh, I know they're not doing what I think they're going to do. And I was like, I hope, GH, you're not going to, have put us through all these ringers to say Sasha is Nina's kid. Yeah. Yep. I hope that they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope they don't do that. I really hope they don't. But it's General Hospital. Just like, by the way, I knew Stella was going to be a pivotal part of this whole is Trina, Curtis, or Taggart storyline. I knew she was going to be somewhere in the mix. Okay. I'm really hoping, you guys, that Trina stays Taggart's kid. I really hope she stays Taggart's kid because it's gonna. Okay, General Hospital. I have a feeling that you're doing this to show off the acting chops of your actors, and I know that Riel Andrews, Darnell Turner, Tabiana, Brooklyn Kerr are going to deliver. Whatever happens, I know that they are going to do the work. They're going to put in the time, they're going to put in the effort, and they're going to put in the work. They're going to just do it. But I'm really hoping that Trina stays Taggart's. I get the whole dramatic flair of it, but I really need for them not to do it. Because to me, General Hospital, we got too many paternity storylines on your show right now. Like, in all honesty, you do. And I just feel as though I understand that you want to give the dramatic flair for Trina and like I said, Taggart and all of them. But no, not like this. Like, and the fact that Stella is going to put, probably in my opinion, she's going to be the one to outs it. She's going to be the one to find. Stella should work for the freaking PCPD at this point, because she's going to be the one to outs it. I mean, you got Jordan, and like I said, over the course of the months, you could have had Jordan stir the pot a little bit. Like, looking at Trina and Portia and says, "Oh, isn't this really a nice, like, little sight to see? You know, like, Trina, you really do love your mom." "Yeah, I love my mom. My mom is honest and everything." She's honest. Really? Is she honest? Like, Portia, have you ever lied to Trina about anything? "Well, you guys have a good day." Okay. Or, Portia, one of the jobs of being a doctor is to be honest with yourself, as well as being truthful and honest. Like, I would have Jordan be that shadeful, sassy person that always kind of reminds Portia that I know your secret, but you're gonna have Stella because what do you guys think? Wait, can I do a poll? Nope. Poll. Okay. All right. I posted a poll. Who will tell the truth about Trina? Will it be Stella? Would it be Portia? Or is it going to be somebody else? Exactly. And see, again, General Hospital is sort of like, you could avoid, like, I get it. Like, you want the big reveal at the Valentine's Day wedding. By the way, where are they getting married at? Because if they're getting married at the Haunted Star, we need to talk. Like, we need to talk, like, ASAP. I don't want nobody to get married at the Haunted Star. No. No. We're not doing that today. Let me see, what are you guys loading on here? See, instead of a paternity test, they have had daddy to get more tests. Exactly. So far, you guys are saying Stella. Prove my point. Because isn't it convenient or ironic? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? That Stella is all of a sudden back on General Hospital. Like, we have how many days left? What, about 14 days? No, like 15 days until Valentine's Day, till the Valentine's Day wedding. So they're going to start that up on Friday the 10th. And the actual wedding is on Valentine's Day, if there's no news interruptions. It's just like, come on now, like, and and like I said, Brooke Kerr is going to give it to you. I'm like, everybody, a couple of weeks ago on Twitter, and this was like one of the trending videos, people were reposting the clip when on Young and the Restless, when Lily found out that Neil Winters was not her father, her biological father, but it was Malcolm. And Victoria Rowell, Shamar Moore, and Crystal Khalil did God's work. Like, it was, at first, it was the whole Drew and Malcolm confrontation. And then when Lily found out, and then with Drew and Lily. And so a lot of people comparing that to what they think will happen with Trina and Portia. And I'm going to say this right now. I know, again, like I said, Tabiana, Rial, Darnell, and Brooke Kerr will deliver. But what I will not do, and I'm sorry to say this, is compare what I think is going to happen on that show versus what happened on Young and the Restless. Exactly, okay, because it's different writing. It's the same scenario, but it's different writing. And I just feel as though, one, me personally, I do not want this to be, I don't want Trina to be Curtis. That's just me. Because to me, it's like, all right, you're going to strip away more of a layer for Taggart. To me, I like the fact that we're dealing with the children of Taggart, of Nicholas, / Courtney, right? I got to put Courtney in this, right? Elizabeth and Xander. And Carly, right? Carly's kid. Like, again, there's a clip that was out today of when Elizabeth and Gia was the faces of deception. And when ABC could have music rights and everything like that. Because we had some Beyonce. We had Destiny's Child. We had 5 LFO and stuff like that playing. And to see Cameron's mother, right? Check this out, Elizabeth. Trina's aunt, Gia. Joss's mom, Carly, then played by Sarah Brown. And then, of course, you got Laura. That right there, it's like, that's history, And not only that, but that's, Taggart's sister. Like, that was a whole thing. You had Gia and Nicholas and Elizabeth and Lucky and Emily and Juan, Sandra, Courtney, all of them. That's good drama. That is a good, again, for the people who've been watching, we remember how Taggart acted towards Carly. We remember how Taggart, to Elizabeth, like, he loved Elizabeth, okay, but he just didn't like Lucky. How he didn't like Xander. Like, that's history. So for me, if you're going to strip Taggart, if Trina and Taggart, I'm just going to be like, for what? What's the point? Like, okay, I get it. Portia opened her legs and, she didn't know who the baby daddy was. But like you guys said, this could have been handled months ago with the paternity test. It's like, okay, I understand General Hospital, just like with Young and the Restless, there are certain beats you want to play at certain given moments, but at the same time, the pacing, and that's why I think a lot of General Hospital fans have been complaining about, is the pacing of these storylines has kind of made some people tune out, and then there's some people who are just like, okay. And again, the sad part is you've been building the storyline up for a couple of months. Just like the Nina and Carly stuff, just like the Sunny stuff, just like some other stuff. It's like we're now we're here on a roller coaster. We're getting ready for that big drop. I swear it better okay. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. It's kind of like she knows Curtis is her since she wants Marshall to get retested. Hopefully all that come out. I'm not going to hold my breath. Let me see. Joy says, it's kind of like she knows Curtis is her father since she wants Marshall to get retested. Hopefully when it all comes out, she'll be Taggart. Exactly. Lakina said they really mentioned Gia's Taggart. Gia could have used Nick. Exactly. And see, and that's my problem. It's like the history is right there. Like, I can see, to me, I feel as though Taggart should be the one having these, like, I don't trust the Cassadines because your Aunt Gia, she went through this, da-da-da-da-da-da. Again, I understand Portia, reasoning because she's a mom. But again, history-wise, it would make sense for Taggart to be saying all of this. Sitting down, saying, look, I know that you and Spencer have been getting close. Yeah, but let me tell you what happened to your aunt Gia. Da 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 da. And you know what? This is one of those times where, see, I would say for Gia to make a cameo, but I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's right now, it's too many people on the show. Like, I feel as though maybe had a phone call with Trina, like Trina, like Taggart is like, your Aunt Gia's on the phone. And somehow Trina says, Did my dad tell you about me and Spencer? Or cut to the scene where Taggart says, so did you talk to your Aunt Gia? And then Trina says, yeah, I talked to my Aunt Gina, and she told me that you had voiced your concerns about me hanging out with Spencer. Like something like that. I don't know. I expect this to be a total letdown like everything else on the show. And that's pretty sad that we as soap fans are saying that when we know that it could be explosive. And I will say, just like with Bold and the Beautiful, I know some people are not feeling Bold and the Beautiful right now because there's some things that is just very confusing. But I will say for General Hospital, again, acting-wise, these actors are giving it their all. It's just the way of the deliverance of the storyline. It's not happening right now, And I saw Albert's video earlier about something that the theory, which I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of preparing myself for this. Is if Maurice Bernard decides to leave General Hospital this year or next year, and how will that change? And I think I said this a couple of times, is that when Tony Geary, got to go back to Tony Geary here. When Tony Geary left the show, the question was who was going to fill in that spot. Obviously, we all knew it was Maurice Bernard, right? Okay. Then we always said, well, who's the next one for Maurice? If Maurice leaves the show, who's going to be the face, quote unquote, of GH? Nothing against Jeannie Francis. I'm going to point that out right now. Nothing against her. But, whenever you saw General Hospital, you did see Tony Geary's face. Then you saw Maurice. Then there was Steve. Flip side, the next one to be in that spot is Laura Wright. And I think, and it's very interesting because the last year or so, Laura Wright has been front and center. She is probably the number one person on call sheet. And she's been driving storyline. The problem is that even though everybody's like, yeah, there's a lot of Carly going on, for almost 20 plus years, Carly has been a part of the front burner storylines. And it's nothing against Sarah, Tams, Jennifer, or Laura. It's just it's not Carly fatigue. It's just, how can I say this? It's just, how can I say it? People have to understand that Carly is a part of that era that most of the General Hospital fans remembers. You see what I'm saying? Like Jason, Carly, and Sonny represents an era that is still continuing of General Hospital. Just like Luke, Scotty, and Laura represented an era. Just like Sonny, Jackson, Brenda represented the era. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Like they represent an era of General Hospital that is still continuing. So the fact that if Maurice does leave, then yeah, Laura will take that, the character of Carly will take that spot. They're already putting her into that situation just to see how things will, run. And I'll be honest with you. I'm not noticing a difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's weird. I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. But, by the way, all of you guys agreed with Stella. Stella gonna snitch. Everybody gonna say, does anybody here have anything to say regarding this man and woman to be holy man? I do. It won't be like different world, but But we shall see what happens. By the way, Taviana looked great for her 21st birthday. Did she? That's the kind of party I want. I want a breakfast at Taviana's. Like, I love Audrey Hepburn, in case you haven't seen this. Hi, Audrey. Hey, girl, what's up? Hey, boo. But I want to, my birthday is coming up, too. Did I just celebrate my birthday? Like, I feel like this year's gone by so fast. I don't know what's happening anymore. Let's see. What else? Okay. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off. Bold and Beautiful. All right. So, you know what? I know people are going to say, Candice, you're on something. But Bold is holding my attention. Bold is keeping me entertained because I don't know what the heck is happening. but I want to know what's going on. Like it's sort of like they're confusing me, but I want to know why I'm confused. So I'm gonna watch it to figure out if I know. Like I'm a detective with Bold and Beautiful. I know people had an issue about what Katie said that Bill did, like she hurted Bill and stuff like that. And I'm gonna say this in a way. Katie did, but not to the point where Bill did. Like, yeah, Bill hurted Katie a lot by sleeping with Brooke and all that stuff. Katie with Wyatt, Katie, this and that and everything. Like, they both are really toxic for each other. I'm going to say it. Katie and Bill are toxic for each other. Katie feels as though she's never been, like, she felt as though she was first, but something happened along the mix. I'm going to say Don Diamond and Heather Tom, ever since Young and the Restless, have been giving me life. They work so well together on Bold and Beautiful. And it's so nice to see Heather back, on the show and being part of this front burner storyline. Now, what I will say is Sheila versus Katie, let's go. Because I have a feeling something's going to happen. And I hope it doesn't happen to Katie. But I'm liking all of this. I don't know. We see. Bold and Beautiful is just it's so ridiculous, but I'm hoping there will be a payoff. Then I remember they did. Well, okay. So here's the thing. You said something in your comment, Joy, about a payoff. And that's what I think Bold will do. With Quinn, I feel as though that was more behind the scenes stuff, because if you listen to Rana, interviews and stuff like that. And I think this is one of those things where, and I'm just going to because this is something I talk about Days of Our Lives as well. It's sort of like you wrote the character in a corner, but you didn't. And also contract negotiations was happening. And because other things was happening, they just didn't know what to do. And unlike Days of Our Lives, because Days of Our Lives takes 5,000 years in advance, versus 6 to 8 weeks for Bold. I'm like, they could always bring Quinn back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't kill Quinn off. They could either recast the role or, down the line, bring her back. Now, I know that Bold has about 5 characters that they did that to, kind of wrote them off. And, down the line, we see them again. I will say with Bold, and I'm not just, hindsight here, it's Bold will make you feel a certain, like Bold is the soap that makes you feel all types of ways. Like you could be disgusted with that show. You can be happy with that show. Like Bold and Beautiful is that soap that does make you feel every freaking emotion known to man. Not saying the other shows don't, but Bold really takes you on a freaking roller coaster because you don't know which way you're going. You see what I'm saying? Like one minute it's like, okay, I get it. And then got slapped around and you got turned over, flipped inside out, roller coaster, all that, to the point where it's like, okay, wait, which way am I going here? And that's what they're doing. Like, who would have ever thought, like I said, that Bill is Sheila? I mean, Young and the Restless fans, y'all remember Brad? Brad and Sheila for a minute? Just saying. But the fact that we got Bill, dollar Bill, y'all, and Sheila in love? Who's blackmailing who is my question. What does Sheila got on Bill, or what does Bill got on Sheila, or something? Like, that's where I'm coming in at. I'm like, somebody's blackmailing somebody. Because, and I'm going to say it's Sheila. Sheila got something on Bill. What does Sheila got on Bill? I don't know. You see, it does make you feel, I wish they would show us instead of tell us what's happening. It would be, well, that's all soaps, Joy. That's all soaps. Because here's the thing. I've noticed this. I've now noticed this. With Young and the Restless, GH, and Days, right? They are telling certain stories. They're telling us more of the story off screen than on screen. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we don't have enough time. I don't know if it's because it's just a lot. I don't know. I don't know. I do agree. Like, I feel as though they have filmed some stuff. I'm just speculating here. And when all this comes out, we're going to have the flashbacks. Like, okay, you remember that night, on that stormy night when I came to your house? Flashback to that night, to give us the feelings. And Bo does that sometimes. They do a fill-in to make us like, oh, okay. It's like Murder, She Wrote. For those who remember Murder, She Wrote, or the cop dramas. God darn it. I would love to see the beach coming soon on CBS, Paramount Plus, a new love story, Bill and Sheila on the beach. With a little sequence. I don't know. Let me see. Does make you wake me up when they get to the climax. I haven't watched in 2 weeks. Lakina, there was a joke there, and I'm not even going to go there with it. I'm not going to go there with it because it ties into Joy's thing, and I'm not doing it. I'm going to be a good girl. Oh, Max. Oh, Jesus. I'm trying really hard, y'all. But no, like both, like I just, I wish. Okay, here's what Candice wished for on Bold. I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for it, but I really thought Sheila was going to take that baby. I thought Sheila was going to kidnap Hayes. I felt as though like she was going to blackmail. Thank you, Lakina, for figuring that out. I felt as though baby Hayes was going to be kidnapped by now. I mean, my whole thing is you can tell something's up with Bill because it's like when he's talking to Katie, when he's talking to Brooke, it's the way he's presenting himself is sort of like, okay, I don't usually act like this. And there's times where I'm thinking Bill wants to say something. Maybe it's because it's Don Diamant's eyes that's kind of begging, like that Bill's eyes is begging for, like, I don't know. But I do feel as though like something like he's trying to give somebody a hint like, hey, and I'm going to tell you how I put 2 and 2 together with that is because of what he did when Liam and Wyatt was there. Because I'm like, okay, you've done some stuff to Liam. You've done stuff to Wyatt. And Wyatt and Liam knows their dad. So for all of this, like they said, you're shagging up with somebody that shot Steffi and Finn. Like, come on now. And when Brooke said, shut up, Sheila, I'm like, but again, with the storyline, I'm going to say it. Don Diamont is he's doing his thing. Emmy nod next year. Kimberly Brown, I mean, say what you want about Sheila. Sheila's OG. She's our OG. She is one of the last of the breed of the OG villains. Right? Okay. Sean Kanan as Deacon gives you the comedy. Like, how does he stack up to get, Deacon wants the ego. He wants the ego boost. Like, come on now. I would have been like, Daddy, call me when I don't know. Is he being brainwashed or does he wear contacts? See, okay. I heard a lot of people bringing up is Sheila brainwashing, Bill. I know that she, had the drug necklace with Lauren and stuff like that. But I don't think there's any brainwashing. I mean, Bold and Beautiful, and we got to think about this. Bold and Beautiful isn't like a daze per se. So me personally, I don't think she's brainwashing him. I just think she really got something over on Bill. Whether it's something to do, like, I don't know. But again, that's why we're watching. We're trying to figure it out. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to still stick to, for some reason, half of me still wants to stick to something is not, when I say something not adding up, it's like it's Bizarro land on Bold and Beautiful. Like everything is flipped upside down. And I don't believe in certain things, but half of me wants to believe that this is all a dream. And I know Marco Polo, who most of you guys follow, also said that too. And I know that Casey asked me one time on Bold Live, do I think Brad Bell would do something like this? And I said no, but then I said I don't know. Because if this is a whole Dallas type of thing, and for those who don't know the reference, I'll help you out. It was season 4, season 5, that Bobby Ewing, played by Patrick Duffy, who plays Brooke, Katie, and his father, the Donna's father on Bold and Beautiful. Bobby was killed off. He died, flatlined and everything. And then his wife, played by Victoria Principal, woke up and heard the shower. And the next thing you know, she opens the shower, and then it's Bobby saying, "Good morning." And that's how it ended that season. So pretty much that whole season when Bobby died was just a dream sequence. And so I was like, could Bold pull that off? But of course, here's the thing. Some things are in real time and some things may be in dream time. Again, we don't know which is which, right? Okay. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay, if they do say this is all a dream, Sheila's been like in a coma or something like that, fans are going to be ballistic. But guess what? That's perfectly normal. I don't know, like, because to me, Sheila has all the boys in her yard. Like, if you're going to tell me the next boy she's going to have is Ridge, then we're going to talk about it. That's when I'm going to be like, okay, we know she's dreaming. Because, because think about it. In a dream world, we got Brooke and Taylor being quote-unquote friends. They chose themselves over Ridge. Even though I'm the happiest person about that, I'm like, well, that's weird. You got Thomas acting like Thomas. Well, that's not a surprise. You see, hold on. Let me see. Joy says, I don't think it's the necklace because he's had it on for a while. Maybe she's drinking his coffee because he's so emotional when he talks. Yeah, and I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying not to show the emotions and everything. Sherry says, thoughts of true. I literally talked about that too. The other, what was it, Saturday into Sunday on Carrie's Twitter space. I'm mad about it. Okay, this is what I'm going to say. I think the Taraya adoption storyline should be, hey, April, hey, Sherry. I think that should be played on screen. And I don't understand why they're not playing that on the show. I know people was like saying, well, Days shows the representation. And I said, well, GH has the most representation. I said, but as far as it goes with Young and the Restless, because we're leading up to a lot, that's a storyline that I really want to see. I really want to see the beats being played out. And this goes to something that I've said, and I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but it's like, okay, writers, you brought this, and let me say this right now. Sally Sussman Marina fought to bring Taraya to Young and the Restless. Like before she even left, she pushed that through. My whole thing is that as the writers of these shows, your job is to showcase the journey of these characters. And to me, the Taraya storyline, we've gone on a journey with Mariah. When Mariah has said, I don't know who I am, and Sharon says, just be who you are. And we went through, first and foremost with Mariah, we've gone through a journey with Mariah and Sharon, Mariah and her, getting comfortable with the family, right? Okay. We have Tessa, who we've actually gone on a journey with her as well. So the fact that we're not going through this journey with them on screen is kind of a slap in the face to me, because instead of them coming in on a Tuesday or Wednesday, like, by the way, we got the photos, like, here's the ultrasound. I would love to have been there, like, where we meet the girl and we get more insight of how they are feeling. I want a real scene where, because of their past, where Tessa is like, this is really happening. They sit down in their place and Tessa says, this is really happening. Are you, what are you feeling? And Mariah's like, I'm scared. And Tessa's like, I'm scared too. And you have this great moment where they're talking about, and by the way, I don't want it to be a special episode. I want this to be normal. I want to really have gone through this journey with them, because I think what's going to happen is in a couple of weeks, we're going to get a baby and we're not going to see them much. You see what I'm saying? I just wish that, I just wish like you was invested in them. But this is what I had said. I said, after the wedding, I don't want to see them every other week. I want to see them continually front. Like they don't even have to be in a front burner storyline. Just show me them interacting with the family, like interacting with this and da-da-da-da-da. And like, what's going on here? Because I just feel as though you just isolated them, which was my biggest fear, was you're going to just isolate them. So I don't know. And for anybody who says, well, Candice, like, okay, Brad and Lucas. Okay, Brad and Lucas on General Hospital, we went through the same thing a little bit. It's just because of what they did on General Hospital, tied the baby into Nell's, the Nell storyline. Yeah. And unfortunately, I mean, look, right now on Young and the Restless, you got another pregnancy, but I don't know. Also Tarai being exactly. And that's another thing that I wanted to say is that not everything is rainbows and lollipops, because I literally had to, like, you probably was there when I was talking about it. When I say I want to go through the journey, I want to go through the good, the bad, and the I can't believe this, but it's reality. And I know people are like, but we get enough reality in real life. Like, we don't need this and da, 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 da. Yes, we do. Because this is a soap opera. Okay? This is a soap opera. William J. Bell wanted me to tell you he created The Young and the Restless because of the social relevance of life. Let me say, Joyce said, I must have missed why they are not having their own baby. If they want that route, we'd at least say one of them pregnant. Bingo. And another thing too, literally, okay. Okay. Half of me wishes they didn't do a baby storyline. Because seriously, a year ago, it's been a year, we had Mariah be pregnant. Right? And we went through this whole situation where I think they missed the boat a little bit, because remember, Mariah, like, to me, I feel as though there was a great story being told, but at the same time, there should have been something else. Like, to me, okay, Mariah connected to this baby. And Tessa, like, her and Tessa could have sat down and talked about this. And this is where I was thinking they were going to do with Noah, is have Noah be the donor, right? But they didn't go that route. And then I was like, okay, why, like, a year later to like right now, like last year, I agree, Joy. Why isn't one of them, pregnant? Like, it would have made more sense where, let's say Tessa, is the pregnant one and everything like that, and how she's feeling. Like, we could have did this whole great storyline of, the insecurities and, I don't know. It could have been really interesting. But, and see, my whole thing is that, okay, do we know for sure if this girl is going to be 110% with giving over the child to a lesbian couple? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm wondering if that's going to pull that switch. I'm not sure. I want them to have a newborn. I'd rather see them adopt or foster a child that has a child, just like they did. I mean, I like your idea of adopting a child, foster care, and stuff like that. I do. But for some reason, I'm thinking like a writer that this newborn is going to be connected to somebody on Canvas. Because at first, I thought it was going to be Noah's kid with what's homegirl's name, the one sleeping with Tucker. Because I was like, okay, she said she lost the baby, but in reality, she gave the baby up for adoption, and that's Taraya's baby. You see what I'm saying? Right there, that creates thank you. That creates drama. Is that this girl and Noah's baby, quote unquote kid, is now Mariah and Tessa's, and we have this whole situation and everything like that. Again, as a soap writer, I would have presented that, but that meant that even the baby was going to be, because now you're going to create drama with Noah, with her, and with Allie. Let's not forget Allie, right? Okay. That could have been some good drama right there. But they chickened out. Another thing is that, okay, we now know that Lucy is coming back. And at first I was like, okay, they could tie that in. That Lucy, teenage mother, stuff like that. That would have been interesting, wouldn't it? But at the same time, I just don't know. I really don't know what I wanted, but I know that, okay, if you're going to say that Taraya is going to have a kid, I'd rather see the journey. I want to see the journey so I can be invested. Like, am I happy that they're going to have a kid? Yes. Do I feel as though I'm being cheated out of the storyline? Yes. Wasn't it their backgrounds that was supposed to make it hard for them to adopt originally? Yeah. And they could have went there and see, and that's something else too. Like on Bold and the Beautiful, we were talking about Rick and Maya, when Rick and Maya wanted another baby from Nicole. And I said on Soul Party, I said it out there, I said that was really selfish of them to ask Nicole to volunteer her body again for 9 months so they can have a child instead of adopting. I'm going to tell you something. Young and the Restless, Bold, and GH had something there where we could have went through the journey. It would have been a harsh journey because, like with Rick and Maya, I'm going to use Rick and Maya. Rick is a privileged rich white boy, right? Okay, but he has some stuff on his record. Maya, beautiful, educated young Black woman who's a transgender. Again, Bold and Beautiful, Young and Restless, Days, and GH. Let me tell you something. It's not like we've never seen a storyline like this. The fact that Bold didn't do that, or, okay, flip it. With Rick, with the Forrester Creations, you had buyers who jilted off because of Maya. Bold and Beautiful is the realest show of them all because they set in real time, in real, quote unquote, in Los Angeles. They deal with fashion. Why couldn't we have a fashion storyline that involved around that their people wasn't accepting, with Maya, right? Okay. With General Hospital. Okay. See, now y'all got me on a rant. Okay. You have the most representation of General Hospital. Christina. Where's Christina? Where is she? Where's Christina? You have Terry. Terry is now and you know what? I just thought about this. She's the solo chief of staff, right? Because her and Britt was sharing that title. So now Terry is the sole, okay. Terry's background, right? All right. Brad, Lucas, and Felix. Well, you don't see Felix. You'll see him at the nurse's ball. Lucas apparently moved away. And then you got Brad. Where's Brad at? I'm serious. Where's Brad? Okay. Let me see. I want to make sure I got this right. Valerie is somewhere in the mist. And Parker's somewhere in the mist. Okay. On Days of Our Lives, yeah, you got Allie and Chanel. You got Allie and Chanel. You got Will, Sonny, and Leo. I will say this. I enjoy Days, but I feel as though there's something else missing. I don't know what it is. I feel as though, okay, like with the Chanel and Johnny, I think the Chanel and Johnny chemistry overtopped Allie and Chanel. Okay. The character Leo, Greg Rickhart plays that role to the point where I just want to push him out the window. And I get the objective of Leo. I do. And then with Will and Sonny, I mean, they are. See, what's interesting is Will and Sonny is just like every other couple. There's no special, you know what I'm saying? They're not the after school break special. You know, they're being written for. We see the story on screen. And not only that, but when like Chandler comes in, even though they tell us stuff about Will, here comes Chandler and they pick up that storyline as if the storyline happened on the show. It's remarkable. I love it. You see, Stephen Largis should be, heck yeah. I've been said that. I don't look, okay. Back to General Hospital for a second. I do not understand why Stephen Largis is still in jail. I do not understand. You have his mother there. You mean to tell me Heather can't get him out of jail? And by the way, I still can't believe Esme is the half sister, right? Okay. Amen. 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 And that's what I was saying is that you have some great actors on General Hospital. It's just you created too many new characters. Like Cameron should have been Stephen Largis. I totally agree with that. I think Avery plays Esme. To me, she has this Gossip Girl boss type thing. She could have been Lala Ray. I'm just saying. Imagine if Lala Ray was on the canvas. Like, girlfriend would be giving it to you. She would be like Tracy, but you know she would be like Sky. And for those who never experienced Sky on One Life to Live and All My Children, go on YouTube and find out. I'm just saying. She would be giving it to you. And not only that, but technically, Lila Ray is also a mob princess. Just saying. Just saying. Could have been a great thing. GH does need to do a sweep because, like I said, it's embarrassing that you have Serena Baldwin's half brothers there. Well, had. Oh man, I'm sorry. I love it, but I love the. Okay, let me just say this. I love the fact that Taraya is still a part of. But I just wish I wish that I would have had more. I wish there was more to me watching than hearing. You know what I'm saying? But I was totally shocked that CBS and Sony even went there with Finn saying he had a boyfriend. Like we all said, that was a decision, I think, because with Finn, I'm 50-50 about the Finn situation. And I'm going to tell you why. I feel as though half of me wishes that would have played out on the show when Finn was there. When Young and Restless had Zach Tinker there, I wish they would have played the beats. I wish during the time that Finn wasn't around, Lauren and Michael would have had this conversation. You know, like Finn writes them a letter and says, Mom, Dad, here's what's been going on. I was in Europe. I was thinking about some things. And then I met, what's the boy's name? What's his boyfriend's name? I forgot the guy's name. And, you know, I met him. We started hanging out. And then I realized Trey, thank you. I realized Trey and me was more than just friends. Okay, you can play that beat. Then have it when, when we do see Trey and Finn and everything, at least we had some kind of backing, right? Now I know some people were like, okay, the only reason that they made Finn gay was because Zach Tinker is currently on Days of Our Lives playing a gay character. Sony does own both Young and Restless and Days, right? Okay. I will be in the minority, and I want to say I can't say. I believe 50-50 on this. I do feel as though because they really probably wanted the shock value of Finn, which is unfortunate because, again, there's some beats that should have been played. Like, if you're going to say Finn is gay, again, build it up for us to be prepared, not prepared, but for us to know. Instead of just saying, oh, by the way, here's Trey and Finn. Finn Train, F Train, right? F Trey, right? Is that their name? I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Like, how do you feel about Young and the Restless, saying that Finn is gay without us? Do you feel as though like, oh, okay, that was a shock value. Okay, great. We're not going to hear anything else again from them. Now, if you're going to say Trey and Finn are going to be back on the show, you see what I'm saying? That means I think they did it only because it was one episode, A1 and done. Exactly. Just don't do a drive-by or waste because they're already gone. Exactly. It was the shock that because, in all honesty, okay, when Canada had the clip and everything, they made sure to show that clip. That's how everybody knew on that Tuesday that Finn was gay because people had already saw it and people was talking about it. When I watched the show, again, I'm thinking, when's the last time that I heard anything about Finn, right? That's literally what I'm thinking. I was like, when did they acknowledge Finn? And I love Judith Chapman. Judith. Did the facial expression I think we all did when they said about Finn. It was like, okay. Like, I felt like Judy should have just looked straight in the camera and was like, I love the fact that, one, we saw them, all being something to Finn and Trey. But again, it's like you said, it was a drive-by. It was a drive-by for us to be like, kind of like, so I want more than this small Happy Meal. I want to know a little bit because now I'm you know what I'm saying? Like, like Albert, yes, yes. Oh, darn show. And I'm just like, and I have to do this. I have to pull the trigger on this one. I'm like, you got Elizabeth, you got Greg Hardy, you got Christian LeBlanc, right? And I'm just like, I wish they would. I mean, here's the thing. I said that. I said I would love to have Scotty back, but then I started thinking is that, just like with General, like, okay, if I want Scott back on the show, I want him back full time. Especially because of all the stuff that's happening right now. Like the fact that you have, Heather coming. You have the dramatics right now with Chelsea, with Sharon. Because here's the thing. Let's keep it 100, right? Okay. If they do Chance and Sharon, it's a recon of Scotty and Sharon. Just putting it out there, folks. They could have had Trey be the son of the guy who started very low. Nope, Trey could have been freaking Lakina. Wait a minute. Hold on. Brandon and Lakina knows what I'm about to say. Trey could have been the son of who? Of who? Who could Trey be the son of? Not Sean. Killer. I feel like let me see if I can do it. K-I-L. Yeah, wait, hold up. Yeah, okay, got it. L. Yeah, y'all know what I meant. David Kimball. Imagine that, my friends. That would have been epic. That would have been epic right there. See, what is it that we can come up with a good storyline? Oh my God. Ah! Or Trey could have been the son of Isabella. We find out Isabella ain't dead, y'all. Oh my God. Ah! I'm clapping because that should have been a story right there. That could have see that's what I'm talking about. Is like you create these characters or you have an agenda. But again, it's like if you're not going to fully commit to the characters, we the fans get we screw, they screw us over. Like now that would have been something right there. If we find out Trey is the son of David Kimball, or he's the son of Isabella, or he's the son of both of them. Isabella has been living her best life with David Kimball in Australia, or Germany, or Switzerland, Italy, France, Barbados. Oh my God, that would be that would have been a good story. Where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? Because that would have been oh my God. I'm sitting here just thinking like that would have been a good story right there. But what did I know? But let me ask this question. Since we're talking about the Lauren Tracy Bregman's 40th. How did you guys feel about seeing Doug Davison in that episode with the flashbacks? I loved it. Okay, you like it. Okay. It was great seeing who's ever really part of the show. I know a certain group of people that are upset about it. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I watched it, okay, I ain't gonna lie, I watched the Candice episode. Okay, so I saw it Tuesday. When I saw it, I kind of was like in shock. I was like, oh. But half of me was like, of course they would show Paul and Lauren because to me that was a big part of Lauren's history, right? Obviously, right? Okay. This is where the questions, popped up. And I saw a lot of people on Twitter was like, okay, Doug Davison needs to come back and it's the 50th anniversary. And I'm going to say this right now. It's not the writing regimes. Because if we're going to do that, then how come almost 3 writer regimes have not used Doug Davison? I'm not speculating or anything. I'm just going to say allegedly, okay, when I say this. I do feel as though there's an issue between Doug and Sony. Now, I don't know what it is. But I will say this. They didn't kill Paul off. Because the shade would have been real if the younger Russells would have killed off Paul, right? Okay. When Cricket and Danny was having scenes together, I mean, a lot of people say pull the trigger so Danny and Cricket could be together. I do feel as though something needs to be addressed. I think something needs to be said. Because, and I'm going to say this, if nobody says anything, then yeah, we're going to still have we're going to still see people debating about, okay, Doug Davison needs to come back, Paul Williams needs to be on the show. At the same time, I want to say this. If Paul Williams comes back, me personally, if he's on my screen, he's on my screen. Work with me what I'm about to say. But I know some fans want him to be on the same level as Peter Bergman, Eric Braeden, and all of them like that. And I'm going to say this this unpopular opinion, but this is my opinion. As long as he's on screen or he's involved in a storyline, that's where we should be at. I'm not saying he's not on the same level. Yes, he's one of the longest running actors. The character, not so much, but the actor, yes. But this goes back to something that I said, is that not everybody will get a front burner storyline. Even if you've been on the show for a long time or not. As long as you're incorporated into something, that should be good. And let the record show. Tracy Bregman, been on recurring. Christian Lamont, recurring. Laura Lee Bell, recurring. Judy Chapman, recurring. Just Walton is recurring. They've got more story in the last couple of years. I mean, even when they were even contract to recurring, they're there when they're needed. So what I'm saying is that, okay, Paul, I'm gonna say, Doug Davidson fans, what do you want? Do you want to see him fight full time, or would you want to see recurring? It's either or, because I don't think they're going to kill him off. I don't. What I also think is that, hey Nathan, what I also think, and I said this, is that, okay, if they're going to bring Paul on, to me, you just need him to be more than just the police chief. So that's why I'm like, okay, this was so funny. I literally said this. I said, okay, bring Heather back. Bring Heather back so, we can see, her talking to Paul. Bring that family unit back. 2 weeks later, I see that my girl Val Bloom is coming back. Oh my God, you guys have no idea how happy I am about this. That Heather's going to come back on. Now, I don't know how long she's going to stay, but I do think instead of saying it all, maybe we do see a scene with Paul and her. Maybe Doug Davidson is holding out and is like, surprise, I made an appearance. Like, hey, okay. So we'll see what happens. So I'm a chick fan, but just for temporary storyline, I don't mind sharing it, right? Instead of being I was going to say the police station, the coffee place. Yeah. Hey. We'll see what happens though. I'm just trying to figure out, like, for Young and the Restless. I mean, by the way, that photo, amazing, gorgeous. I really can't wait for General Hospital's event photo. Like I said, I already have it in my head who should be mapped out, where should people placement is, and everything. I just think it should go by decades. Oh, yeah. It's funny, Daniel has been back for a while. No mention of talking to Paul about Heather or anything. Nope. Just like, it is funny to me. Sometimes I have to sit down and I have to say, Candice, there are certain things that we want on soaps that we're never going to get, right? Or we're never going to have it be addressed. And one of the things that kind of irks me a little bit is, all right, I'm gonna start with Chance and Chloe, because that was probably one of my last couples that I really enjoyed on Young and the Restless, that I liked. Okay, it's funny to me how Chloe and Chance, they don't really cross paths as much, and I feel as though there's a lot of history with those two, because that was somebody that Chance was Chloe, right? Okay. I'm wondering and again, we don't know how long Val Bloom is going to be on as Heather, but I'm going to say this. I want to know, will we have Heather have scenes with Adam? Because Heather and Adam was kind of a thing. Is Heather and Chance going to, like cross paths? I think about these kind of things, right? Okay. And then we got Lucy. And the thing is that, yeah, we're going to need to address Daisy and Sheila. Does Sheila even know about Lucy? And by the way, Josh and Brad Bell, listen up. Y'all need to meet in the hallway and talk about some things. Because on one flip side, I thought Lauren knew about Sheila being alive. I mean, I know she's quote unquote dead, but like I would have loved to see that. I don't know. So many things. Like I want like on Bold and Beautiful, I want Thomas to find out that Sally is like from the fashion blog. Sally Spectra is expecting a baby. I want the people in Los Angeles to find out about it. Like Thomas is like, oh, so she got knocked up. Like connect the history because to me, that's the best. What was the purpose of Michael Damian being on Says Nothing even between him while he was recently on? You know what? I'm going to say this. I think it was for the closure. And I think a lot of us needed that. This is one of those things where I can actually say this. I feel as though because, and I agree, if you brought him on, you bring him on to do something. And the fact of the fact that he and Phyllis, like, the shade is still there between them. He's always going to be there for his son, who's not even his biological kid. See, look at that. The fact that he caught up with Tracy and with Lauren and all of them and Mike, like to me, that's how you do a drive-by. But at the same time, the payoff is that Cricket and him, it's always going to be, and it's so soapy. It's shoulda, coulda, woulda. If certain things didn't happen, they would have been together. And like they said, because of Phyllis. Phyllis is the reason why Danny and Cricket did not hook up. They didn't, stuff like that. And like Danny asks, are you happy? Because that's the one thing Danny's always wanted was Cricket's happiness. And I agree. Like down the line, will something happen? I don't know. That depends on the Paul situation, right? But it was always nice. To me, when I see Michael Damian, I'm just like, and y'all know I was about to say it too. Every time I see Michael Damian, I always have to say, rock on. And I just love, like, to me, that is a drive-through that I don't mind seeing. I'm just like, hey, are we going to see you later? Okay. But I did enjoy that was the one thing, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, even though I wanted the payoff of, as I used to call them back in the day, Barbie and Ken. I used to call Cricket and Danny Barbie and Ken. I was a kid, okay, whatever. But yeah, who knows? He might be back. I still want to know what they're going to do for the 50th. Let me see. I guess we'll wait till this week to find out. Maybe there'll be something. I don't know. What they should be doing starting March, they should do a countdown or something on their social media. I will say this: whoever's doing Young and the Restless social media account, give them a round of applause because they've been doing some good stuff lately. Even though the show has definitely improved, but their social media page has been on fire. I just wish we could save the videos or do a duet on them on TikTok. Mm-hmm. Like I think they dropped the most likey, not likey, and I was like, y'all so cheesy, but I like it. I wish they also had a PDF of the picture so people could print it out. They don't have to kill Paul. Him and Cricket can get a divorce. He can go to help. I like that too. And you know what, Joy? A lot of people said that. They was like, insert Dylan. And you bring up Dylan, and the other day, what the heck? I have no idea who's trying to call me. Let's see who's trying to call me. It's Tia. It's Tia from Soul Party. So hopefully you guys can still hear me. A lot of people said that. That really that I forgot totally what I was going to say. Oh, the other day was the anniversary of when Steve Burton came over to Young and the Restless, right? And somebody brought up the whole Dylan factor. And that was something else that was trying to keep Paul relevant was Dylan. Dylan was, trying, like the character Dylan, y'all know they made that character up. In my opinion, to keep the Williams clan still relevant, Paul still relevant. After Dylan left, I mean, you really didn't have much. And I think, for Paul to kind of go on recurring, that probably would have been a smart thing. But what do I know? I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan. So, but it's almost 11:30, you guys. I got to get ready to go. I got to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to try to go to work tomorrow. I think I feel a little bit better. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate it. I've been on for an hour and 30 minutes. So, and now that I got this new selfie light, like I feel really like I'm a celebrity and stuff. Like, I don't know. So. But I also have to do a reminder for you guys. Next Monday on February 6th is season 4 of Forever and a Day. It's more drama, more romance, and there's a surprise at each and every corner. So I will talk to you guys later. Check out Forever and a Day on all your streaming platforms. And I love you guys. Bye.